everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be using some of my favorite drugstore products to create this kind of subtle, sultry glam look. Each of the products I use in this tutorial is going to be under $10, which is great because who doesn't like cheap makeup products that actually work? So if you want to learn how to get this look by using really cheap drugstore products, then keep watching. Okay, so don't mind my super red face. Whenever I put primer on it, it gets really red. So for foundation, I'm going to start with the Wet n Wild Photofocus foundation. They don't really have a perfect match for me, so I kind of go between Nude Ivory and Buff Bisque. Buff Bisque is kind of when I'm really tan, and Nude Ivory is like just a little bit too light for me, so I kind of use it as like a mixer. The applicator is kind of like a little spatula, so I'm just mixing the two shades together. And then I'll use a damp beauty sponge to blend that in. This foundation is really buildable, so I'm just going to go in with a tiny bit more. Then for concealer, I'll go in with the Revolution Conceal and Define, and I'll just brighten up my under eye and the high points of my face. And I'll blend that out with the same sponge as I did the foundation, just to make it easier to blend. Now I'll go in with the Fit Me Maybelline Loose Setting Powder. I'll use a brush to set my under eye. You definitely want to pat the powder on over the concealer so that you don't end up moving the concealer underneath. Then I'll use a big fluffy brush to set the rest of my face. This is going to lock in the foundation and set it in place so that it lasts longer throughout the day. Next I'll go in with a Wet n Wild contour palette, and I'll take an angled brush. This stuff is really pigmented, so you just have to be careful. And I'll start to chisel out my cheekbone. I'll also bring that along my hairline. I'm going to take that loose powder again, and I'm going to dip my sponge in it and kind of carve out a more defined line for that contour. And then I'll brush that away with a big fluffy brush. Next I'll go in with the Maybelline Fit Me blush, and this is in the shade Coral. I love this blush because it's really buildable, so it's hard to go overboard with it. It's a very natural color too. Next I'll go in with the Wet n Wild Megaglo highlighting powder, and this is in the shade Precious Petals. It's very pretty. It's kind of like a rose gold color. I do find this to be almost a little dark for my skin tone, so what I do is just spray my brush with some setting spray before I use it, and that just makes the pigment pick up a little easier. And it's just a really nice subtle glow. For the eyes today, I'm going to use the Wet n Wild Nude Awakening palette. This is new, and I think it was like $4. And I'm actually going to use this transition shade as a brow powder today. So in an angled brush, I'll just start carving out my brows. Alright, and then I will set those brows in place with the NYX Control Freak Brow Gel. Now I'm just going to clean up my brows with some of that concealer. And I'm also going to apply some to the lid for my eyeshadow base. And I will set that in place with some of that translucent powder. It's really important to set your lids before you apply eyeshadows, or the eyeshadows are going to go on patchy and they're not going to stay very long. You want to make sure that everything is mattified and smooth. Alright, I am so excited to start working with this palette. I'm going to start with the lighter transition shade right here, and I'll just work that into the crease. I'm going to be sure to use buffing circular motion and windshield wiper motion to blow that out. Now I'm going to take some of this maroon shade, and I'll focus this on the outer V. That is so pigmented. I'm going to use some of that first transition shade to buff that maroon shade out. Alright, and now I'm going to take that first transition shade on my lower lash line, and then also the maroon shade, but I'll keep that on the outer half. Now on a clean blending brush, I'm going to take this kind of like white matte shade, and I'm going to buff out all the edges of this. Taking this kind of rosy, champagne-y color on my finger, I'll pop that right onto the lid. And then blending the outer corner into that. Then I'll take this shimmery white color and I'll pop that on my inner corners and my brow bone. I'm going to quickly curl my lashes so that it doesn't interfere with the eyeliner. I'm surprisingly not going to do a wing today. I'm actually going to do like a smudged out eyeliner. I'll go in with the Wet n Wild Megalast eyeliner in Blackest Black. So first I'm going to tightline. And then I'll place this eyeliner on my top lash line. And then using the other end of the eyeliner, which is a smudger, I'll just smudge that out a tiny bit. Now I'm going to take the black from the palette on a like little definer brush, and I'll smudge that out even more. I'm just going to put a tiny bit of that eyeliner in my waterline. Then I'll go in with the Worth the Hype mascara by NYX. This has been my holy grail of mascaras recently. Alright, and then the final step is going to be lipstick. And I'm going to use the NYX Butter Lipstick. This formula is my all-time favorite for any lipstick. It's so smooth and it literally feels like butter on your lips. By the way, this is the shade Rootbeer. Alright guys, this is the final look. Everything I used today was under $10, and you can buy most of it in a drugstore like CVS. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up. And that is all for me, so I will see you in my next one. Bye guys!